The 1997 film Event Horizon, I find this to be underrated. This doesn't get enough credit as it should, and of course while it does have flaws, I still find it to be entertaining nonetheless. I actually had seen this for the first time about a year ago, but I didn't remember much from this movie. And coming back to rewatch it, I'll say this is an interesting film, but there are problems along the way. So the story of this one, it takes place in 2047. A crew of astronauts are sent on a rescue mission after a missing spacecraft called the Event Horizon mysteriously reappears after missing for 7 years. But when the astronauts get to the spaceship, they realize an evil force has come back with it. Honestly, I truly believe this unfairly gets criticized like it has throughout the years. Sure, it has its slow moments, but I don't think this is a terrible sci-fi horror. In fact, I have seen much worse compared to this. And while the story isn't great in my opinion, there are fans out there. This gained a cult following since its initial release, so that does say something. It's interesting to note that when this had came out on DVD, it sold well, so Paramount had contacted Paul Anderson to begin working on a restoration of the deleted footage, but it was either lost or destroyed, which is quite unfortunate because I bet that Paul Anderson's original 2-hour and 10-minute cut of the film was probably significantly better than what we had actually gotten. I have to give credit to Paul W.S. Anderson, with this being the first horror film he had directed. Granted, there are some horror vibes in here that generally do lead to some tension. Not as much compared to his next horror film, which would have been Resident Evil, but this is still good for what it is. Could have been better, absolutely. At least the characters are interesting. Captain Miller, he is definitely such a strong, capable leader. Lawrence Fishburne, he carries the film. I felt like if he didn't give this type of performance he gave within here, then this would have been that memorable. Because he sacrifices himself at the end of the movie, well, it actually sets the precedence for the type of character he was throughout the course of the story. Lieutenant Stark is another character I really did care for. Now, Joey Richardson, she does a good job as well. There's a lot to her character I really felt like they could expand it upon. Another character that I thought was intriguing was Peters. Definitely, I felt bad for her character. She's seeing hallucinations of her son. And that's a character I really felt like it could have been fleshed out even more. Some more backstory. Other characters such as Cooper, he has some comedic relief to him, but not enough to upset the vibes of this movie. Sam Neill playing Dr. Williamson. Definitely, I did like this character. Even if he ended up becoming the villain near the end of the story, I think he did such a good job in his performance. Granted, it is a little bit cliche. There's not really a big antagonist throughout the narrative, but at least I didn't find this to be boring. And while it could have been a little bit more better in my opinion, I don't think this is a bad film. The cinematography is great, so is the music. And it's unfortunate that we never got a sequel to this because I really felt like there was more story to be told. But at last, because this did poorly at the box office, then that second film never came to be. But I do like what this story represents. Just all of these characters dealing with this gigantic threat, and only a few of them making it out alive. At the end of the day, if this had kept its original runtime, I think this might have been one of the best sci-fi horror films of all time. But at last, it's just criminally underrated with some story issues, and of course the lack of strong character development with some of these characters. I'm giving this film a 7 out of 10. Now the pacing of this is pretty slow in the beginning, but once it gets to the second act, things do pick up pretty quickly. Though I will admit, at just being 96 minutes, it never does explain of why the spaceship is haunted, why it's evil. But then again, maybe it was never meant to be explored. Maybe it's better if it's just a engaging mystery. Still, there's a lot of escalating tension, a crazy climax, and a satisfying conclusion as well. Plus, the storytelling wasn't convoluted, which makes this quite enjoyable for any horror fan out there. And that's my review of Event Horizon. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this movie. Alright, this is Slum Guy 172 saying peace out.